Today I'm just gonna put some new lights on. So picked up some LEDs. What up, my dudes and dudettes? Good afternoon to you. Today is Sunday, so we're kind of just doing a couple little tiny projects, getting caught up on some stuff. We ran some errands earlier, but today we're just gonna be working on this trailer. I got this car dolly a while ago and used it once for a car that was way too big for it. Actually hauled that 64 Chevy panel truck with this thing, and it was a lot of truck for this little tiny car dolly. But since we're over here building the tow truck, I won't need the car dolly much longer. So yeah, I was by myself the other day and producer Drew was out and about, so of course I didn't film anything as we were restoring the trailer, but pulled everything apart, pulled all the lights off of it. We freshly painted the whole entire thing, and today I'm just gonna put some new lights on. So picked up some LEDs from O'Smiley's, and we're gonna be putting these guys on just for some marker lights in the back. So just some simple wiring, a little bit of shrink wrapping, but the best way to do it and make my life easy is gonna be to remove the wheels. So we're gonna jack it up real quick. I hope this 3-ton jack can handle this 4-pound car dolly. Yeah, we'll see. But these are pretty simple to put in, so you can come along with me as we put them together real quick. We're just gonna kind of slam them together as you hear the dogs barking in the background, because we got everybody's dogs here today. I mean everybody's. It's a lot. It's a lot. You got 4 tiny dogs and 2 giant dogs in the back there, and it's annoying. But you know, they're getting along. That's all that matters. All the dogs are getting along and everybody's happy. So we're gonna slam this together over here and see what we can get accomplished, you know? I don't know. Hopefully we can get it done without breaking something. But you never know. Oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, my back is blown out. It's the curse of working on stuff and being an idiot as a young kid, throwing transmissions on my shoulder instead of using a trans jack and stabbing them into cars when we had the mechanic shop. So as a result of that, one of the parts of life is you pursue and push on through. There's certain things that you got to stop for and make sure that you're taking care of your health and making sure that everything's good. But the rest of the stuff, push through, right? Life throws you all sorts of stuff all the time. And I think the difference between the successful people and the not so successful people are those that give up and those that don't. And that doesn't just have to do with finances, it has to do with just life in general. Like, did you get the car you're working on? Did you get it built? No? Well, why are you playing video games, or why are you staring at your phone? Get off your butt and go build the car. Go do the things to get them done. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the philosophy that Drew and myself and Joey and all of us live by, you know, is just go get the things done. Why are you standing there? Why are you watching oh, I know why you're watching this. When you're done with this video, go get your stuff done, and hopefully you learned something. I don't know, maybe you didn't, who knows? But we had fun together, didn't we? So I don't even know what I'm lifting from. Kind of doesn't matter on this thing, really. It's all made out of metal, so it don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, and you're gonna hear my cousin Chris coming by. Almost sounds like he just pulled up, but he's working on the chicken coop roof. Yeah, we got chickle birds. Sounds like Chris right there. So, again, to make my life easier, I'm just gonna snap these wheels off. I'm gonna be on a chair because this thing's all the way down here, and this guy doesn't like bending over and doing those things. So, and I know, DeWalt, right? I'm not a professional, you're using DeWalt. Does it work? Yes, it does. See, it works. Does it have to be Milwaukee? Does it have to be Milwaukee? I don't think so. Can it be Harbor Freight? If they send me some. You know what I mean, Harbor Freight? What's up, dude?
What up? I left the edge metal at the house.
Huh?
I left the edge metal at the house this morning, blowing it.
Well, that's kind of silly.
You got a good lunch in though.
Well, shoot. And there they go, dogs. The old puppy dogs. Now the question comes, do we want it upright? Do we want it down right? Do we want it no right? Uh-oh. That wire fits.
You gotta take the wheel off and put that on?
This doesn't fit through, dude.
Really?
Yeah. That's why you got snippers.
Cutting bit?
Trying to modify some stuff, man. Make them work.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's custom.
Custom. Now, these do have, just so you guys know, they got a little number. I don't know if you can see that on there, but almost every single light you have is a DOT number of some sort or something or another. And it's right up on top. That usually tells you what the top of the light is. So you want to just be kind of aware of that. Then I can help you decide which hole you want to go into. Or does it fit? That's another way to decide which hole you want to go into. This one doesn't fit neither one. So we're going to go in the top hole with the wires and the bottom hole with the light. Because, well, that's just what works. You know, sometimes you just got to do what works. Make it all go. Because I don't want to drill new holes in this thing. And I'd rather it sitting lower, I think. Because that kind of straightens it out a little bit more. Oh, my goodness. So I don't know if you guys know or not, my mother-in-law is having a little bit of troubles. She's been diagnosed with cancer. So we've got all of her dogs. She had a whole bunch of them. And we've got them here with us. And, you know, they kind of live with us now because she's been in some rehab facility as of late. She's going to get out, and I think she's going to do all right. But, you know, you do what you can to take care of family, you know. And part of what we have to do right now is babysit her dogs because she's not home. So we got a pit bull and 2 chihuahuas that are living with us, along with our 2 dogs and my daughter's dog and whatever other dogs are going to come around here, I guess, right? So wiring's real simple if you haven't done it. It's pretty easy. Power to power, ground to ground. Black is power and white is ground in the automotive world. Seems a little backwards, right? If you're a household wiring guy, your black is usually your ground. But in this case, not so much. And if you wire something up and the fuse goes pop, you did it wrong. Quite simple as that. What I like to use are shrink wrap. These guys here are pretty cool. They're just little connectors, butt connectors. Pinch them together, put a little bit of heat to these guys, and they shrink down around the wires. Sure, we've all seen that before. But give a little twisty-loo on the freaking wire. Get a little twisty-loo on this one. And just cram them in and pinch them down. Pretty easy. Not terribly difficult stuff. You know? Just listen to the dogs barking in the background. Guess some guys have trains and other people have dogs, you know? Some people have traffic, helicopters. We get dogs. And dogs we get. So just literally put them in there. Get a pair of pliers like this if you don't have them. I mean, listen, most of us should have stuff like this, but you can get some cheap ones, you get some nice ones. I think these are cornhole, or otherwise known as Cornwell. We kind of make our own names for everything around here, but these got this little pinchy doodab right here. So you can just put your little connector in there, pinch it down, it puts a little pinch in that metal that's inside. So it makes it all hold together. Pretty simple stuff. Now the ground is a lot more difficult because it's the exact same as what we're doing here. Right? Right, Chris?
I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know what's going on either, man. I just pretend. Get our little carrot lighter here and heat up some of this heat shrink, and look at it go. This lighter's way too much for what we're doing. We tend to do a little bit of melting, but that's okay. The way we used to do this back when I worked on stuff with my dad was we'd actually just light a match and then use the heat from the match. Ideally, you want a softer flame than this, because this is a lot of heat for this, and you gotta be careful that you don't light things on fire, because this is a triple torch. That's why you can't really see the flame. But it gets it done. Do we really have to worry about it? And then this one's our ground. So if you're using an LED light, it most likely has a power and a ground wire. If you're using just a regular light, like a what do they call them, incandescent light, then a lot of times these are self-grounded, and then you don't usually have two ground wires or a ground wire connect. This one's got a ground wire, so we'll go ahead and connect it. We'll make it work. We could also just put a loop on this and connect it to the bolt underneath, but it's not what we're doing. You gonna light my chicken coop on fire today?
Maybe.
Perfect.
It's pretty tender.
Yeah.
This box of nails got rained on, and hopefully it doesn't explode.
I hope so too, man, for your sake. Otherwise, we got nails everywhere. So just take a little bit of the sheathing off, otherwise known as insulation. This is what keeps all this from being arky-sparky against the body of the vehicle, or trailer in this case. Again, I just twist the wires because they're stranded. Not that they're left all alone on a desert somewhere, they're just stranded. And again, we'll just pinch her down. Pretty basic, pretty simple. Pretty simple little project here. I typically will crimp the long wire first, just because it gives me room to wiggle my fat sausage fingers around the other stuff. And it's typically what I'll do, because it gives me that room and that space to do what I got to do. If you crimp the shortest one first, then you don't have that space. Just all thinking ahead, you know? All thinking ahead. We'll get a socket, we'll tighten that sucker down. Let's get this guy a little warm. Helps if the flame's actually on. You can get a barbecue lighter, you can get whatever you want, man. Just got to get this stuff hot. Melt her down. Make sure you make the wire look like a marshmallow, because that's not good for it. That's about it. It's the basics of wiring right there, gentlemen and ladies. Can't forget the ladies. We have lady mechanics. Now what we'll do is when that cools down, I'll just slap it up there and we'll zip tie it down, and she'll be good to go. Get the wires up out of the way so they're not hitting the tire, because that'll cause an issue. Get bound up in there and tear everything apart. So let me go grab a socket for this guy and some zip ties. Look at that muscle man over there.
It's only 99.9 pounds.
Oh yeah?
It can't be legally 100 pounds.
If it was 100 pounds, you wouldn't be able to carry it.
It can't legally be 100 pounds.
But 99.9 pounds, you got this. He's a cool cat, man. That's my cousin Chris, and I love him, man. I have so much family out here in Arizona. Most of them are in California, but I have so much family out here, man. And he's doing the chicken coop roof and helping him make a little bit of extra money in the process, and it's kind of cool, man. I love helping family out, and having Joey here's my cousin, and Joey's like a son to me. And then we got Drew Cephas here, who's like a brother from another mother. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? So let me go grab a socket. That'll help me get the other side done, and we'll plug away at this. Oh. There's the old man noise. And we're back. I feel like one of those YouTube guys. Wait a minute. Interesting. Guess I should feel like one of them YouTube guysers. Those old guys, you know. I guess old guys aren't YouTube guys, though, are they? They're just hot rod guys. It's all this little stuff, you know. There's little projects that you do that been sitting around staring you in the face forever, that you just look at and you say, man, I really need to do that. And then you never do them. And one day you go, today's the day. I'm gonna do that project. Today's the day that I'm doing that project. Ow! That wire is sharp. Why does that seem like it's not? Oh, because we used, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Fun thing is finding other people's work. Somebody decided to use some black wire. And we've got black wire on here. So let's take some more black wire and let's use it to just twisty-loo instead of a nice zip tie. Let's use it to just, I mean, at least they held the wire up. I guess that's good enough. But we don't need to use more wire that looks the same as the other wire that we've got on here. Because then you look at it and go, shoot, there's a black wire broken. Now I'm not going to get power to my light. It really confuses people, you know? I always love getting other people's stuff. There's one thing when you're taking a truck like that and gutting it completely and starting over from scratch, because then it doesn't matter what other people did. We're taking it all out. If everything was factory original, it doesn't matter. We're replacing it all with our own messes. Oh, jeez. Man, do I need glasses? Do I need glasses on top of my contacts?
The answer is maybe.
The answer is it's a definite maybe. I don't know why they hermetically seal these packs. Act like these things are syringes or something. You know, like we don't want people getting to them. But they're not.
Theft.
Theft. Yeah, but if you're gonna steal this, just steal the whole box. There's that much more to it. Or, even better yet, don't steal.
I mean, that would be the simple answer.
That would be the simple answer, wouldn't it? Okay, don't scratch the paint, it's new. Don't scratch it, it's brand new. We just restored this thing the other day. Just restored it. A little rattle can restoration, you know? Shh. Soft. You know, a smart way to do this is get one of those microfiber cloths and lay it on the fender and protect it. I never claimed to be smart. I just want to get stuff done, you know? See here, number on top, wire on top, both wires through the hole, push past the paint, or just put these nuts on it. There it is. You guys ever do that blind thing when you're working on a car? I used to work for a school district way back in the day. Way back in the day. And all the other mechanics would get all pissy with me because I'd never use a flashlight. So what do you need a flashlight for? When you're working on a school bus and the thing is way in the back, you can't see it anyways, so you're working by braille, you know? It's like Ray Charles doing the job, you know? Just feeling your way through it. You know? Making it happen. So it's your white wire to black wire, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. That's what we're gonna do.
I don't see color.
I don't see color. I don't see anything at all. I'm blind as a bat. That's why it doesn't matter what this looks like. That didn't rhyme. It's alright, I'm not a rhymer. I'm not a rhymer. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. Matter of fact, you don't want to hear me sing. So I don't do karaoke. That and because, well, I don't do karaoke. Fire, 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 get her hot, light it on fire. So we're just gonna shrink this tubing right down. This keeps moisture from getting in there, hopefully. That's the goal, at least. If nothing else, it just borderline sets the thing on fire. And that's always fun. As a dude, we just like fire. I don't know why that is. It's probably the old caveman stuff, you know? Gotta light fires for the family, keep them warm at night, cook that food. Ooh. Ooh. Ha! We got that one a little warm. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny, Chris working back there on that chicken coop. Some nails sticking through the roof, because it's just a chicken coop. He says, man, I'm worried about your chickens. I said, if one of those chickens flies all the way up there and pokes a hole in its head, that just gives us a meal. There's nothing to worry about there, really. Okay, that's still hot. We'll wait on that. We'll put that other tire on while that cools down a little bit, because it's still a little sticky. And we don't need hot plastic burning on our fingers. It's the last thing that we need. Jeez. You know, rocks, Arizona. This is the great thing about working on a chair, too. Just wheel around. Wheel around. Yep. Another great thing is using your toes to set stuff like this on, because trailers tend to just walk around on you a lot. What's all those lug nuts?
Look down.
Look down. I knew it! I was just testing you, Drew. Just putting a test on you. Now the right thing to do is have 12 different lug nuts on here. I'm a little disappointed in the last people that had this trailer, because they do have different lug nuts, but they're all at least the same size. And none of them were cross-threaded. It's a little disappointing. Usually when you get stuff like this and you're fixing it, stuff's all a mess. It's probably one of the easiest things I've worked on. You ever look around your yard, your house, your garage? You've seen stuff laying around that just you're not keeping, but for some reason it's there? That's this. You start looking at it, you go, man, that's an $800 bill sitting right there. I could put that into this, as opposed to being here. So that's what we're doing. Facebook Marketplace, here we come. You're about to get some new items listed. Ow, no. It's not the right way to do this. Haha, Drew found the lug nuts. He's prepared and awares. Now make sure you cut off the tail of the thing, because you don't need that dangling around. Just complete the job. Should I put the lug nuts on or the wheel first?
Yes.
Whenever you're doing stuff like this, make sure you're so close to the wall that you can't sit in front of it. So it would just make life too easy. And, yeah. Just make it way too easy to line this stuff up if you were actually just sitting. Come on! There we go. Tools, you gotta yell them. Where's the lug nut, Drew? Just one of those days. Yep, one of those days. We didn't need that one anyways. I'll leave it right there. As long as we got one on here, we're fine.
She ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowheres. Now, normally I'd put a little bit of anti-sneeze on these, just to help them zip on a little bit and make sure they zip off, but with all the oil and grease and everything that's leaked out of the bearing over the years, it's lubricated enough. And this thing's just going for sale. Snug the first one, don't hammer it down. Do a star pattern. You know, all the things that make it right. And then make sure you torque them. Torqued. 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 See? It's done. That's all we need to do. Now we snap a couple pictures, list it for sale. Drew spent some time cleaning up the tail lights because they had overspray on them. Not from us. From the previous person that did something to this. I don't know what, because there was white overspray with a tan fender. I can't explain that one one bit. But she's ready for sale. So now, put your tools away, dang it. Put them away. So if any of you guys are looking to buy one, it's probably sold already by the time you see this video. But you can always hit me up and say, hey, you still have that thing? Because I might. You just never